Good day. I just wanted to go over with some folks who might be looking for information on how to set up the audio signal chain or the audio digital signal chain going into the Flex. Um, I've often had some problems with this myself, and I still have problems to this day. As a matter of fact, this morning I checked into a net and they couldn't hear me, and that was because I had my microphone levels way too low, and I didn't realize it until the net was over. So I'm going to go over that with you guys, and hopefully it can help somebody else out. And making this video, this will hopefully remind me to keep checking this. And the problem is I use my computer for other things too, so I'm constantly changing this. So I digress. So what we got here is we've got Power SDR. I'm using version 2.8.0302. It's KE9NS Darren software. Awesome software. It's not for everybody. If you're not somebody who's okay with constantly tweaking on a computer and checking settings, and if you're not that guy, this is not for you. But this is right up my alley. I love the fact that this software has so much into it. It's amazing. So here we are. We're on 40 meters. I'm into a dummy load. I've got it turned on. I've got down here in the drop down list under receive one display, I have scope enabled. Now we have it turned on here. That's my carrier, and you got 20 watts up here. There's 20 watts. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I set this up. But first, I'm going to tell you guys my audio signal. I'm running a Scarlett Studio condenser mic, and that's going into Scarlett Studio Solo sound card. I've got the input gain on that set around 11 o'clock, and that's pretty well optimized for this microphone and my voice. That's going out from a USB-C serial cable into my PC, and then my PC sound card. This is my sound card setup for right here. You can see Scarlett Solo USB, and then from the Firewire out to my Flex. Now I'm not using any line level, anything. There's nothing. It's just the only line level I'm using here is outputs to my studio monitors. Okay, I'm using two Yorkville studio monitors. So to this, looking at the microphone level right here, you want to make sure you're getting good deflection, but you don't want to be hitting. You don't want to be staying up there up at 0 dB, because that means that you're just giving it way too much signal, and it's distorting. And you don't want it to be just down here either. You don't want it to be 1 or 2 bars at best. You want it to be in the sort of your average talking power. You kind of want it to be here 50%, and you want it to be able to hit 0 dB, go up to the top, but go back down. So I found with this microphone, anywhere between 80 and 85% is good. So that's pretty well what I'm doing with that. We'll keep it at 82. So matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it back to 50% here. So just for testing purposes here, just to show you how I set it up. So there's my dead key, and there's my modulation, and you can see we're modulating, but it's very low modulation. We're probably doing maybe 30-40%, maybe something like that. 30-40, maybe 50. So down here in the microphone setting, you want to look at your envelope while increasing, and I'm just going to test here. Yay, it's coming up there. So usually what I'll do is I will keep coming up until I'm seeing it approach baseline. Now baseline, this is your baseline here. This is your 0 volts. And your voltage will swing up and down like this, and you don't want it to go hard into 0. So that's called negative peak distortion, or you don't want it to hit negative peak baseline. So here we go. We are here. We're getting pretty close to it there now. I find with my voice and with this radio, I can pretty much get up to, let's go up to 80. There's 80%. That's pretty good, actually. I could even probably just roll with that. I mean, you don't want it to push it. And if you had a second receiver to where you could listen to yourself on a demodulated radio, you could see if you're getting any artifacting. But that's how I run this particular setup. Everybody does it different, but like I said, I used to run lawn level audio, but right now I'm just kind of running this way because it's just simpler and easier. But you can see that I'm getting well over 100% modulation on some of my peaks, and we still aren't going into negative clipping here. You get a little warning right up here underneath this frequency counter or the frequency display. It'll say AM negative. You're going well over an AM negative modulation, and it'll tell you how far beyond you're going. So right now I'm doing pretty good asymmetry, and I'm not actually, crashing into baseline. So that's how I achieved it. So I'm not going to go into how to set the whole entire transceiver up. Signal chain. There are some great resources. Here's one guy here. W1AEX. He's got a bunch of videos on how to set up the whole signal chain. Coming through all of these signal chains here. You've got your microphone and your EQ and your leveler and your ALC and everything. So, but one quick thing that I will do when I'm setting up my audio again is when I'm doing this, I am looking at my first stage into the flex. So this is seeing how much drive or how much voltage is coming into the first section of the flex. So you can see right up here, I'm never really approaching zero. You can get close to it. You don't want to see there's -4. Yay. Hello. Test. Hello. Approach -4. -4 is good. And if you check out W1AEX's video, he goes through all that as well. So that's pretty much how I set up the first stages going into my flex. I hope this helps somebody who just might have picked up a flex and wanted to know a little bit about that. And it's all about experimentation and playing around with it. And like I said again, it's not for everybody, but if you're somebody who likes to play around with this stuff, and again, I make mistakes too, and just today they could barely hear me. So always checking your audio levels, and the best thing to do would be keep a PC dedicated to the flex. So I am probably going to do that eventually, is just keep this PC dedicated to my flex. So hopefully that helps somebody out there, and 7-3 everybody. Have a great day.